Hey there, pipers. Still drinking. Today, I just want to do a little video for pipe smokers that are just starting out. I had done a video on filtered and non-filtered pipes, giving my ideas on that, which I should release soon. I haven't uploaded it already, but I just haven't made it public yet. But I wanted to go over the different tobaccos, non-aromatics. Now, this is the kind of information that I had tried to look for, and hopefully this is available and helpful or easy to find for new pipe smokers. Now, you know, we had talked about aromatics and starting out and whatnot, and some guys, it's just not their thing. So usually you start out with an English. And my experience, just trying to find what people say is good and the best, everybody's been talking about nightcap. Nightcap is delicious, nightcap is the best, blah, blah, blah. So I went and bought me a tin. Holy shit. It tastes like leather and soap, which, you know, going from aromatics, being new to smoking pipes, just was terrible. I mean, it reminded me of back in the day when we used to oil our Western saddles, but it isn't a taste that I'd like to have in my mouth. And since then, I had kind of acquired a taste for Englishes, so I just wanted to run the whole gambit, as it were, of different Englishes that I found that I think starting out, going from mildest, I think, to boldest, in my opinion. And there's tons more out there, but for guys starting out, looking for English, what should you start out with, blah, blah, blah. Now, I think at the lowest end of the spectrum, the mildest, smoothest, maybe the easiest one for you to transition from aromatics to Englishes, in my opinion, is Seattle Pipe Club's, well, from Pipes and Cigars, Seattle Pipe Club's Mississippi River. Now, that was another thing too. Everybody would be like, oh, Mississippi River is the bomb, but they never really said how to get it or anything like that. So you go to Pipes and Cigars, under bulk, Seattle Pipe Club, Mississippi River. Now, to me, this one is a mild, everyday smoke. Problem is, this shit's a bitch to get. So that's the downside. The next on the list, I think, for me, that is, I think, the only mildest. This is the mildest one that I've come across. The rest fall into the medium category, which I think was also not too bad of a transition. Everybody I hear talking about Frog Mortons. So also from Pipes and Cigars, they had a Frog Morton sampler pack, which had everything but cellar. And there's always a great debate between Bayou and cellar being the best. Or everybody seems to love cellar, but I've seen a few guys who love Bayou more. But out of that sampler pack, because there's like, I think, On the Town and another one, those two were just too smoky, too campfirey, not as delicious. The ones in the Frog Morton's pack that I think you can kind of start out with and be okay is just a regular Frog Morton's. Yeah. And the Bayou. Frog Morton's on the Bayou. Now, if cellar is just as good as this, because this one is my favorite now, I just haven't had time to purchase cellar. You know, I'd categorize them, these as a kind of medium smoke. Oh, quick housekeeping, sorry. My Giovanni pipe, filled with some Delta Mojo from Big Star Cigar. Speaking of which, that brings me to the Delmo, Big Star Cigar, Delta Mojo. Also in the medium category. And right alongside them, Pipes and Cigars, Seattle Pipe Club's Plum Pudding. Now, I do suggest you call Pipes and Cigars because their website might not be updated as frequently as it needs to be with being out of stock. But if you can get both at the same time, I would recommend doing that. So that's all of my mediums. The boldest one I've come across, besides nightcap, another very nice, I think a little bit bolder than the rest. I wouldn't say it's the boldest out there, but in my collection, No Woe, or Northwoods, from Boswell's. Delish. Once you, I think, kind of acclimate yourself, work your taste buds up to a little bit of a bolder English, I think this is the way to go. Now, with Frogmorton's being the first one that I like, I recommend this as your starter smoke, just because I think it's a little bit easier to get than this Mississippi River. Now, if you can get this first off the bat, I think this is an excellent crossover. Although it might not be classified as that, I just think it's mild enough to kind of help you get there. But it might be difficult. If not, try a Frogmorton's. The sampler pack gives you the smaller tins, 50 grams. But I'm definitely, once these guys are out, I'm getting the bigger tins and cellaring it. Then of course the plum pudding and the Delta Mojo. Now, I think taste-wise, this one you'd be okay actually starting out with too, and you probably have an easier time getting this too, because the Frogmorton's could potentially sell out pretty quick too. So I'd say, you know, if you're having a problem getting everything else, these guys are always blending this stuff up and shipping it out ASAP. So if you're ready to try in English and you can't find any of the other ones at all the regular places, sometimes it can be a bitch to hunt that shit down, or just a pain. Head right to Big Star, get some Del mold, and you'll be good to go. Now, another non-aromatic that I had come across was the Virginia. You know, I always see Smoking Joe, TN, just call me Joe, Mr. Joe Case, always smoking the Orlick, and a lot of guys say it has kind of a chemical taste, or I'm sorry, chemical smell, but tastes fantastic. And you know, I guess I kind of get it now that I opened it up. It does have like a real sweet smell, which is weird because they're like, you know, sweet Virginias, blah blah blah. And, you know, when I first open it, it does have a really sweet, maybe artificial smell, but once I get really in there, it just has that fresh cut grass, hay smell. This, for me, smokes fantastic. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Smells kind of like church incense, the room note. I've been told that, and I kind of think it does too. So this stuff, if you want to try just a Virginia, a nice flake cut, give Orlick a try. This isn't an all-day smoke, but it's definitely for me when I want to chill, kind of pay attention to my pipe. I can definitely smoke that. Now I also have some Peter Stokkebye's. Now I think this one I should have included it maybe with the Englishes, but this is the Bullseye, which I think kind of falls in between, for me taste-wise, the Orlick and the Mississippi Rivers and whatnot. So it's for me, it feels kind of like a blend of the two. I don't really know what's in it. I mean, you know, I could read you the list on top of there, and those words mean nothing to me now, and it meant nothing to me when I first started out. So that's why I'm kind of just giving you an idea. Kind of has that hay cut smell also, but I think it has a little bit of the sweet, smoky, kind of leathery, real mild though, real nice. Now, another flake that I have. Now I think this one falls directly in line with Orlick. The Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Navy Flake. You can see it looks just like it. This one smells, it's like Orlick on steroids, I think. Just smells just straight alfalfa, fresh cut grass. The only problem with this one, the taste tastes like just tobacco, like cigarette tobacco. You know, like if you were to go to Sam's Club and buy their pipe tobacco, or you know, the kind of generic in the bag stuff, just tastes like tobacco. I like to have more flavor. This one is just straight backy. It's not sweet, it's not aromatic. I mean, I gotta try it again, but that first bowl did not enjoy it, so I have some of this going out. I had given some to my brother because he loves Englishes and a little bit plainer tobacco, so I tried to give him some of this, get his thoughts on it. That tattooed piper, I'm gonna send my brother some of this out because he told me he loves the PS flakes, the Peter Stokkebye. So anyway, just a little bit of information. Hopefully this helps someone. You know, I just I wish I could kind of explain, you know, the English. You know, it just has a smoky kind of a flavor, a little bit of leather, very light kind of soap, kind of a taste. But if you wanna cross over from aromatics, or if you want to start out with an English, you know, go with those ones that I had recommended, the Delmo and whatnot. But yeah, so I hope that helps you out. Hope somebody found it useful. Stay smoky, my friends. Sorry, just had some lunch.